Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got a bunch of sources here, and they all point to one big question everyone seems to be asking about flex rent.
Right. Is it actually legit? Or is it just, clever marketing in the pretty stressful world of renting?
Exactly. So that's what we're digging into today.
Okay, so the sources define Flex's main idea pretty clearly. It's about tackling that big monthly rent payment.
Making it less painful, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Helping renters split it up, pay in smaller bits across the month, and sometimes even those hefty move-in fees, too.
Okay, so that's the promise. Convenience.
That's the core value prop they're selling, yeah.
All right, so our mission here is to look at the evidence we've got, user experiences, the hard numbers, and figure out if this platform is actually credible. We need to see if the reality matches the marketing hype.
Especially when you're dealing with rent. Timeliness is everything there.
Absolutely. So first up, user experience. The sources actually show a really interesting shift here.
Oh, yeah. What kind of shift?
Well, people are saying it's way more reliable now, like
Yeah.
much better than it was maybe 3 years back. More reliable, more convenient,
Okay, so improvements over time. That's a good sign.
definitely. And users really seem to appreciate things like being able to make manual payments, having flexible scheduling options. It reduces stress, apparently.
Makes sense. Less rigid than just one big payment deadline.
Yeah, and one source actually quotes a user calling it a lifesaver for renters. So pretty strong praise for smoothing out cash flow.
That's powerful feedback. It suggests they're solving a real problem for people. But we do need to touch on the cost, right?
Yeah, yes. The sources mention this too. It's flexible, but it's not free flexibility.
Exactly. It's a service. There's usually a fee involved, like a transaction or service fee. And you, the user, absolutely need to factor that into your budget. It adds to the total rent cost.
Right. Transparency about that fee structure is critical for legitimacy.
Yeah.
So, okay, positive user feedback. But with that fee caveat, how does this stack up in terms of, like, platform credibility? The numbers.
Well, the user sentiment does seem connected to some solid credibility markers. It's not some tiny, untested app.
Yeah.
It's available everywhere, App Store, Play Store. And the adoption rate is pretty striking, over 1 million downloads.
1 million. Okay, that's substantial. That requires real infrastructure behind it.
Definitely. And the reviews seem to back that up, too. It holds a 4.8 star rating.
4.8. From how many reviews?
Get this, more than 276,000 reviews.
Wow. That's actually really high for a finance app. Usually people find something to complain about with fees or timing, right?
That's what makes it significant. Those kinds of apps often get dragged down. Did the sources mention common complaints, though? Or, who struggles with it?
The sources suggested some older issues, maybe around linking bank accounts reliably, seem to have been largely ironed out over time, which probably helped its ranking.
Makes sense. What's the ranking now?
It's ranking pretty high, number 10 in finance on the App Store.
Okay, number 10. Solid positioning. So the tech seems more reliable now. What about the company itself, the people behind it?
Good question. Transparency is key, especially in fintech. The sources do point to some strong trust signals there.
Like what?
Well, they seem pretty open about their team. They actually name key people, like Chelsea Kay. She's listed as the Chief Compliance Officer.
Ah, Chief Compliance Officer. That's actually a really important detail.
Why's that?
Because that role directly ties the company to regulatory stuff. Consumer protection, making sure things like late fees are handled properly, especially with rent payments being so critical. It shows they're thinking about the risks involved.
Right, accountability. That makes sense. And it's not just names. They give out full contact details.
Like proper contact info.
Yeah, a real email address, a physical address listed, a phone number. They don't try to hide,
That's a huge green flag. Makes it easier for users to actually reach out if there's a problem.
Plus, they seem active on social media, Facebook, Instagram, regular updates, engagement. Looks professional, like they're committed to support.
Okay, so putting it all together, reliability seems improved, high ratings, big user base, transparency about the team, easy to contact.
Yeah. So the takeaway for you, listening, seems to be this. Based on these sources, the strong reviews, the high ratings, the transparency, the user support Flex Rent does appear to be a legitimate platform.
A trustworthy option for managing rent, seems like.
But, and this is the important but we talked about.
You absolutely have to remember that service fee.
Yeah.
Factor it into your costs. It's convenience, not free money.
Exactly. So it appears legit, but understand the cost model.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on.
Go on.
Well, the sources specifically highlighted that big improvement in reliability over just 3 years. So what does that tell us about how these financial apps evolve? And, how crucial things like ongoing development and just being transparent are for actually building and keeping user trust in such a fast-moving market?
Hmm. That's a great point. The life cycle of these apps and maintaining trust. Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.